In the top right-handish position, you could say 130, the gold Terran player that loves that aggression, we have...
Gal. Chobo Team 6, Vespasian.
Yes, we do. And his opponent is going to be over in the left-hand spawn. Spawning, of course, as the green Zerg player. It is...
Neuralisk.
And, yeah, nothing super aggressive coming out of Vespasian just yet, but, I don't know, it's got a pretty fast refinery. Just looking like pretty normal replay for now, but I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Pretty normal Reaper play, and I feel like that's what we can expect out of him. From what you were telling me, the aggressive play. Now, I just got to be frank, that intro was pretty awesome. Just got to say that.
You watching on stream?
I was not, but I know it is in my heart. You probably don't want to ask me that question if I'm watching on stream.
That's
kind of set me up there. In Neuralisk's first Overlord will scout the wrong position, but hopefully he will have seen that SCV come out of there, so he'll have a little bit of an inclination where his opponent is.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely knows where his opponent is now as his Overlord makes its way into the other spawn. But yeah, I like, speaking of Overlords, I like the way Neuralisk sort of changed the pathing of one of his Overlords to... Actually, no, that was a drone. Yeah, he's drone scouted out around to just have a look around the common proxy locations. So, yeah, cool stuff coming out of Neuralisk there. Vespasian, of course, getting his SCV scan up as well, and a pretty fast factory to go with it.
Yeah, Vespasian definitely knows Neuralisk, my bad. As you were saying, Neuralisk definitely knows Vespasian is an aggressive player. Definitely has been studying up on it and checked that location just to make sure nothing too crazy was happening. Obviously, Vespasian in this position will get a full scout off, though, which is not too great for Neuralisk. I mean, he's not hiding anything, but it's still not the optimal thing.
Yeah, we do actually have Komatiazo, who was Vespasian's opponent for the semifinals, out in the chat saying that he's actually been discussing with Neuralisk for about an hour how to beat Vespasian, how best to play against his incredibly aggressive style. And incidentally, looks like that is definitely confirmed what we're seeing, because there's 3 more racks coming down. I'm wondering if we're going to see an armory, some kind of a Hellbat timing, or it's just going to be straight up Hellions.
Yeah, now this reactor is obviously, it is a wall for Vespasian, but these Lings will pretty much scout it as long as they move up that ramp, and they should move up that ramp, seeming as there's nothing there. And Neuralisk is going for metabolic boost at the moment, so definitely being wary of that aggressiveness. Now, it is quite common to do that at this timing, but he is making sure nothing too crazy is going to happen, and he will be able to catch up.
The micro and all those Lings, saving them all on like 1 or 2 health. Really nice play out in Neuralisk. Unfortunately, I think they're going to get chased down by the Hellions, but yeah, pretty much all of them get roasted away there. And yeah, there's the armory coming down for Vespasian, so he's going to pump out a lot of Marines and a couple of Hellions, and I reckon he's just going to pull 5 or 6 SCVs and bring them along with him to heal up the Hellions, to act as tanking, all sorts of different things. Neuralisk playing it very safe, getting a couple of spine crawls up in each middle line, but he's going to need a bit more than this. There it is. He's going to need a Bailing Nest or a Roach Warren really to hold this. And with the Bailing Nest coming down, he stands a decent chance.
Yeah, and speed just finished. He also got Overlord speed, being a little bit wary, making sure that he will have that option to move in and scout as much as he can. Now, these 2 Hellions aren't going to be a problem right now against 2 Queens, but very soon, as we can see, there's 4 Hellions on the map and 6 Marines. And even more coming, as you're saying. The boys are being pulled. So this is going to be a very tough hold, I think, for Neuralisk here.
Yeah, it is. He doesn't actually have many units. He has actually only Queens as the defensive units. He really needs to get some Lings out really fast, because otherwise he isn't going to have anything more from the Banelings. Once the Banelings can burst down the Hellions, or Hellbats as they will be, and the SC and burst through the SCVs pretty effectively, the Marines can be cleaned up by Queens, by Lings, and it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But
Hellbats are tanking up and taking out that Queen, and essentially nothing defending there. That ultra aggression seems to have honestly nothing to defend. There was no spine crawlers sitting there, decided to make Evo chambers, so this does not look good for Neuralisk. Trying to get those lings up, trying to get as many units as he can out.
It's going to be a tough hold, but he's morphing banelings at the top of his ramp. His natural is forfeit. The spine crawler is going to trade out as best it can. I mean, it's going to get tanked by the SCV repair, but Neuralisk natural is completely overrun now. He's got a lot of banelings now coming down the ramp, and actually Vespasian's all clumped up. Big hit. Only 2 Hellbats left, but is that enough for the Zerglings to clean up? A good hit on that Hellbat, and it looks like Vespasian still has plenty of forces left over.
Yeah, Neuralisk trying desperately to hold this now. Those banelings didn't do optimally what he wanted them to do. 3 more banelings being morphed. Desperately wants to kill this, even if he can fight this off. He did lose his natural, and that will not be good for him. These Hellbats moving into the spawning pool, trying to take that out now. There's honestly nothing to defend here. There's 2 queens, a little bit of a chokehold here, and he may be able to fight this off right now, but there's a lot more reinforcements coming across the map. But there is some nice baneling positions for Neuralisk that are, they will go for on the offensive right here, trying to take out these Marines. I don't think it's a good idea to use these banelings right here, though. Oh, 2 banelings for 1 Marine. That is just not a good trade.
It's not a good trade, but Neuralisk, he didn't hold it off completely, but he's not dead, and that's really the key here, because Vespasian pulled so many SCVs to make that work. He's now down to 12 workers. Neuralisk up at 31. When this hatch that he's rebuilding as natural finishes, he'll be in a great position to, drone it all the way back up. I'm not sure what I think about this counterattack, or the counterattack, though, because he's going to bust through the reactor and the supply depots pretty well, but Vespasian should have these up into Hellbats. At first I was thinking the Lings were going to run up. I was just thinking, that's just a bad idea. Those Hellions will just waste them. If these Hellions move right now, they may be able to catch these Banelings in a good position. The Hellions are going up the ramp. They'll get clobbered by these Banelings, though. The Lings are actually providing a little bit of a buffer, though. And they will get through the reactor and 1 supply depot, but the rest is gone. Yeah, there's no Lings left to run up it, so I don't know. Vespasian tries to repair up that supply depot. He's run out of money, though. He actually needs to get some more money if he needs to repair that. And there you go.
Throw down a mule, he can.
Yeah, he's going on the offensive again. Neuralisk scouts this moving out, though, with his Lings. He needs to respond to this. And all the rest of Vespasian's SCVs, there's like 4 or 5 at home. And this is going to be Vespasian's last push, do or die. And will Neuralisk hold it? 3 spine crawlers, or 2 spine crawlers being built, 1 being moved down from the main, and a bunch of Lings and a roach or 2. So this is going to be a tough hold once again, but I think Neuralisk can do it.
Yeah, 10 banelings being morphed now. He is on 3 hatches, so once he can start up that larva production, that'll be very good for him, but I don't know if he'll make it that far. Hellbats being morphed, these SCVs are actually going to repair the Hellbats instead of tanking damage. Minimal amount of Marines here, actually a pretty good amount. They will be trying to engage. Banelings getting really good hits, taking a lot of SCVs.
A lot of the SCVs, all of the Hellbats. Vespasian just has Marines there, and he cannot compete with the 3 spine crawlers, with Queens with 3 transfusers between them nearly. And yeah, Vespasian just has to head on back home once again, tail between his legs, and Neuralisk gives chase, but I don't think he has quite enough amount to counterattack. On the other hand, Vespasian's down at 8 SCVs. How much more can you do? Neuralisk can get a small army up, a couple roaches, and with his spine crawlers, just be very, very happy droning up and out-macroing Vespasian in just a couple minutes.
Yeah, I really agree. I would like to point out, though, Vespasian does not know about that 3rd base. Now, there's only 1 roach that was actually pursuing them on the retreat. So I feel like, really, if he wants to stay in this game, he needs to hit that 3rd base, because that larva production, and especially just that raw income, is going to be very hard to deal with. Only on 1 base, even with mules. And he's desperately trying to get more SCVs out here, but he's still only on 1 base. So only 1 SCV at a time, and he threw down this wall really hurriedly, trying to throw barracks, throwing a factory right there, because he is very worried about aggression right now.
Yeah, he is. I mean, if Neuralisk had been macroing up, and he is, if Neuralisk had gone for some kind of big baneling bust, because that's really the only way he's going to be able to get into Vespasian's base.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Vespasian, he played very well to try and play against the only aggression Neuralisk could do against him, but he's still, the problem really for Vespasian is not Neuralisk aggression, but Neuralisk macro, because Neuralisk has so much going for him right now. He's got solid defense with the 3 spine crawlers. He's got the 1 vulnerable spot on the entire map for Neuralisk is his 3rd base, and even then, if he loses it, it's pretty fine. main base is getting towards mined out for Vespasian. And then his final SCVs, every single one, bar one, is going to be pulled here for Vespasian's last push.
Yeah, and this Widow Mine will try to burrow up. It will be destroyed now. Neuralisk is going for +1 attack, +1 ground, and some roach speed. But I think that's a good idea, but I don't know if it's going to actually kind of weigh him down right here in this battle, because I don't think he's actually going to... I don't think this is going to matter long enough, those upgrades. These roaches will try to kite this minimal army here. Now, there's only Marines, and there's no tech labs, so no Marauders at all can be produced, and there's no stim or combat shields. This is going to be incredibly hard for Vespasian, even with this one barracks, which won't take any damage and will only be good for scouting. Now, Neuralisk is trying to get a good position on this army, which I really, really like here. Or good,
trying
good attack.
to sandwich it between his reinforcements. Widowmine does get to burrow and gets a decent hit off, but all the Marines are trying to these roaches. There's really no count to the roaches. The Marauders, as you said, really were needed. Marines so bad against roaches without combat shield, without stim, without medevacs, and Neuralisk crushes through with a devastating final engagement.
GG, well played by Vespasian. In the top left-hand corner, we have the player currently up 1-0 versus a Terran opponent. The Zerg in the green trunks, we have...
Neuralisk.
And his opponent in the bottom right corner is the orange Terran, down 1-0, but it's the best of 9. There's plenty of time to bring it back, and bring it back he might. He is
Chobo Team 6, Vespasian.
So looks pretty similar to the first game, although actually no gas out of Vespasian yet, which is interesting because no gas usually signifies, no aggression. But
yeah, definitely.
It's Vespasian we're talking about.
It's Vespasian we're talking about, yet maybe a mind game possibly. Now, Neuralisk has not scouted him obviously yet, but he will pretty soon with this Overlord, so it might be a mind game. He will be going for a very, very orbital command center. I'm very curious what he's going to do.
He looks like he's saving up for an orbital. Not an orbital, command center. Oh my god, it's the second. And I said this, like, every single series past the third last time. The cheesiest thing a cheesy player can do is play macro. And
yeah,
I don't know, maybe Vespasian listened to the VODs and decided, hey, you know what, he's right. Macro is a type of cheese. And,
yes.
And yeah, so we see a pretty fast expander coming out of Vespasian. It's been really cool. He lifts the barracks to kill the Overlord as well. I like this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I really like Vespasian just trying to force that Overlord out. Now, his SCV did get essentially a full scout off onto Neuralisk's army, and Vespasian will deny any scouting at all, hopefully, or he will deny any scouting at all, hopefully, so it's looking honestly pretty safe for Vespasian now. Obviously, Neuralisk isn't going super aggressive right now, but what Vespasian doesn't want to happen is Neuralisk being like, oh crap, something really cheesy, something really rush-like is happening, so he pushes out a lot of units, then realizes, oh, Vespasian actually is doing macro, and then he all-ins or something like that.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things I really liked about how Neuralisk played last game, because it's very, very easy to think, oh, I'm against the player who all-ins all the time, especially if you are. I've got to get a ton of units out. His all-ins usually hit around, like, 5 minutes or so. I've got to get, like 6 roaches by 5 minutes so I can hold. And then you do that, and he's doing an all-in that hits 8 minutes. And then you die because you didn't have the macro to get more roaches by 8 minutes. Just been. And that's, compounded upon when Vespasian throws in a macro build. So, this is awesome as well. Neuralisk getting really fast pneumatized carapace, the Overlord speed, so his scouting is going to be off the hook. And I really like that because, obviously, biggest counter to cheese is knowing what's coming.
Yeah, definitely, and that is what he got the first game, but what he guessed was coming was what was coming. And now for
Oh, hang
Vespasian
on.
is throwing up that bunker a little bit wary, but that bunker won't deny any scouting from this Overlord that now has Overlord speed and should pretty quickly swoop into the natural, see what's going on, and we will see how Neuralisk will react.
Huh.
Now Vespasian is going double gas right now and pumping out Widow Mines and throwing down a second factory, so we should see either an extremely heavy Hellbat play or just a generic mech play here.
I think we're going to see some Thors.
Oh, that's actually a very... I like that. I like that, but I'm not sure at this point in the game. He could go up to Thors, but I feel like that leaves him kind of vulnerable for a while against Neuralisk.
It's possible. Neuralisk is throwing down Roach Warren. He's a little bit hesitant about taking a third, but Vespasian, 2 tech labs on the factories and the armory about to finish. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Thors. So, yeah, you're right. Vespasian has been pretty vulnerable up to this point. 11 roaches coming out of Neuralisk, but I still think those are going to hit just a little too late for Vespasian to actually get Thors. Oh, the Overlord. Is it going to be able to see this armory? It sees the armory as well, and it sees the double tech lab.
Now, there is this one Widow Mine Neuralisk is going to be very, very careful about when he goes up this ramp, and there's only the one bunker with Marines in it, though. Again, no tech lab for Vespasian here. Now, if he does beat this off and decides to go into go into Bio, he will have the option to go into those Marauders and get combat shields and stim, but I'm not sure if he's going to make it to that. 24 Lings coming out for Neuralisk. Now, no Baneling Nest coming, or Baneling Nest is coming. It's not up yet, but that will be very helpful to break down this wall. It's only going to be a question of will those Banelings arrive too late. I think this Roach Force can actually break it down all by itself. What do you think, Trigonal?
I think it's going to be tough. The Roach Force doesn't really want to break it down if the Thor's firing down upon it, and the Banelings don't really want to run through the Widow Mine. And actually, Vespasian, no, he can't see this. The range on borrowed Widow Mines, vision range is so short. So
yeah, definitely.
Neuralisk gets to morph in a bunch of Banelings. I'd really like to see him send like one Ling up first to bait the Widow Mine. But
yeah, I think that would be a very smart play by him, and I think that'd kind of be what you'd presume versus a Terran nowadays. But we'll have to see. +1 armor is coming up, or +1 ship plating is coming for Vespasian, and that Ling does go in.
Nice. And followed by the Banelings. They're going to bust straight through this bunker. The SCVs all come off the line to repair, but actually that just brings them closer to the Banelings. They try and repair the Thor, but they all die to the Banelings. And the first Thor is going to go down very, very shortly. Second Thor, a lot of roaches here to bring it down. Another big hit by Banelings on the natural middle line. But this Thor, with all the SCV repairing, probably not going to die to this many roaches. So Neuralisk, he's got quite a bit of damage done here.
Yep. 17 SCVs killed so far, 18 now, 19, and 28 Zerglings reinforcing. So this Thor may be able to defend off these Zerglings, but I think it's going to be very hard, especially just with this essentially remax of what he has right now, remake of Army.
Yeah, the rest of the Lings are streaming in, and Lings are very, very good on Thors, but there's a Widow Mine, and the... Oh my god, it's just not... Neuralisk hesitated for a fraction of a second, the supply depot wall is up. But of course he can't repair these supply depots, not while they're being built, and the Zerglings are streaming in, but I think there's enough Thors.
I think there is enough Thors too, actually, right here. And doing a lot of damage, taking out all those Lings. Now, there is a third base up for Neuralisk. And I think right now, I'm very curious what he's going to transition to, because he obviously cannot keep going Ling, but he doesn't have any other tech up, and he does not have Layer yet. So I'm a little bit worried for Neuralisk right here.
Yeah, it's a little tough. The shoe's on the other foot a little bit. Neuralisk has been the one going for the aggression this game, and Vespasian's held it off very, very well. Neuralisk has a slight drone advantage, but Vespasian is way ahead in the tech game. He's got a lot more army. But as you say, Neuralisk has that third base. He's got the production from it. There's the possibility to macro up really, really hard. And I think if Neuralisk goes for goes full-on macro mode, and then starts, so long as he's ready for when Vespasian does move out, which I think is going to be with either 4 or 6 Thors, I think Neuralisk has a decent shot.
Yeah, 21 drones built at the exact same time, hopefully getting that third base all up and running. And I would love to see Neuralisk get Burrow. Now, he's at the third base of Vespasian, making sure he knows when it goes down, but I think I would really like to see that Burrow go down, and I think that would benefit him a lot in this game. He is going for double Evo chambers now, which I also think will benefit him a lot, and in the layer. So he's starting to transition, and it looks like he will have the macro and the economy to do that. But Vespasian is moving out right now, and with a lot of SCVs to heal these Thors.
And
We'll see it, quite luckily.
Yeah, they see it. I mean, you saw it already with his Overlord. I really hope that Neuralisk is keeping those lings at his third or at Vespasian's third to do a run by as soon as he saw Vespasian move out.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I guess a bit of a miscontrol there, or something else happened. But Vespasian is now moving across the map with a really scary force. 4 Thors, 1 more just coming up to reinforce, and a bunch of
there
Marines.
is 7 spine crawlers going down though, but no combat shields and no stim for these Marines, which doesn't make them that good. Now they will provide a meat shield kind of for these Thors, but it's still not the best thing you want in this position.
Yeah, the Thors though just really do not care about spine crawlers basically at all. They tear through them so fast, as we're seeing here right now. Neuralisk, he's getting out quite a lot of Zerglings. But the Zerglings, it's quite difficult to get a surround on the Thors with all the SCVs there. They're going to try anyway, and Widowmine hit takes out some Marines as well. And I don't know, there's quite a lot of lings here, but these Thors with +1 armor are so strong against the lanes. This one's got 32 kills. It doesn't even do AoE
that
damage.
is so much. Now we do have +1 ground, +1 ground coming in, 26 more lings coming out, and that's really all Neuralisk can do right now. Pulling drones, trying to attack desperately, trying to hold it back. And I don't know if these lings will do it. I just don't know if they can actually even harm these Thors, which is how much damage they output.
Yeah, I don't think they've got it. And there's a lot of SCVs still here, just like 5 SCVs tanking all those Thors, and Vespasian takes game 2.
O'clock position, we have the Gold Terran, who has currently evened himself out in this best of 9 series. We have
Chobo Team 6, Vespasian.
And he is going to be playing against a green Zerg player up in the top right-hand corner. We have our very own
Neuralisk.
Now, I would just like to point out quickly that Vespasian went for a little bit later gas, and I was thinking maybe he will do the same macro build he did in the first game. Well, not so much macro, but more or less an economy, as Tregonal was saying, the cheese economy build, when your opponent only expects you to go cheese. Now, on this map, does that favor him? I mean, we do see this 18 barracks going down from in the top corner, but do you think this is going to favor him really on this map?
I don't know. This is a really, really interesting build coming out of Vespasian. He's proxying barracks all over the place. There's no chance in hell that Neuralisk is going to scout every single barracks Vespasian has.
At the same time, doesn't that make it a little bit higher chance Neuralisk will scout one of them and be like, oh crap, this is what's happening? Now, he won't see both of them.
Yes. I mean,
but
I don't know. I think this is going to be a variation on the build we saw in Game 1, where Vespasian just proxies all the barracks to make Neuralisk think he's going for expand or something. But Neuralisk, actually, he's going for the fastest overlord speed possible. His first 100 gas goes to overlord speed. No lair, no speed or anything. And this is something I think, I'm not sure if he's the first one to do it, but Jaedong did it in, oh my god, Jaedong brought it to BlizzCon. In the qualifiers, because he was having a little bit of trouble in ZVT, dying to a lot of cheeses, and Neuralisk is obviously, he's taking some tips from the pros, but Neuralisk's third base is right next to Vespasian's proxy.
Now, it may see that barracks. I'd also like to point out,
neither of them can see each other. Even when it spawns, it's not going to be in vision, I don't think.
Oh, that's sick. Now, Neuralisk has not have a scout off onto Vespasian's base now. He will see these Hellions, so first thing in his head, okay, he's going Hellions. He's going to try to get some pretty early aggression in, which he will, but not in the way Neuralisk is going to think. Pulling his SCVs, except for one, as instantly as Neuralisk sees that, Neuralisk is like, oh crap, don't see any buildings. What is going on?
He doesn't know what's going on, but he knows there's something fishy. The SCV is being pulled. I mean, that's not a part of standard macro play. And
it's not. What are you talking about? I do this all the time. It's called the Pro Boys all in.
Yeah, something like that. You go and mine off your opponent's base to stop them having more minerals. But he's going to get one Hellion, which is really big because that's one less Hellbat. And I think Neuralisk is going to have to sack his natural again. It's a bit of a shame to lose these 2 queens, though.
It's a bit of a shame to lose this game. Now, I don't know if he will yet. A lot of Lings coming out, but with this amount of Hellions, I don't know if those Lings are going to do much. Speed just finishing now, and a Baneling Nest, but Neuralisk does have a pretty good gas econ coming up, but I don't think he actually has time to morph any Banelings. SCVs will almost take out all these Lings, and honestly, almost all these SCVs are left. There is only one of them that was actually killed.
Yeah, beautiful positioning there by Vespasian behind the middle line, getting the Hellions really, really tanking all those drones, and the natural base falls. All the Lings that are about to pop here for Vespasian, for Neuralisk, are gonna die. Okay, a couple of them do make it out. Neuralisk has a speed finish now, and these Banelings are once again, Neuralisk has to hold here on his main base, but he's in a much worse position than he was in game 1.
He definitely needs to pull these drones. Drones are being pulled. Some Banelings just about done. Hopefully they don't all kill themselves. They will take out a lot of those SCVs, but that's not what they want to worry about right now. Trying to hunt down those Marines. They are hunting down a lot of them. These drones don't want to get hit in that crossfire, though. This Hellion looks like it will probably pick off the last of these drones right here. Now, I really would have liked to see more of this from Neuralisk. He did kind of go for a flank with that 3rd base effectively when his units popped out, but there was only 2 from there. I think it would have been so cool to see a flank come out of that 30 Lings to trap all those units in the main base of Neuralisk, but it does look like he dealt with it, but at what cost, Trigonal? At what cost?
At the cost of almost all of his drones. 24 drones being killed there in that push. And now Neuralisk faces a really, really tough decision. This is not something that you can prepare for with drills, because Neuralisk has 4 drones. He's lost so much econ. He has to make the choice between absolute split-second decisions between making drones and getting back up so he can defend the next push, or making units, again, so that when the next push comes, he's in the right situation to defend it. And this is absolutely the heart of playing Zerg in pretty much every situation, macro or micro. It's the decision between making drones and making units. But this is something that Neuralisk has, I will guarantee you, had almost no practice in.
Yep, now a few drones coming out. This 3rd base is deciding not to be attacked. I really think he should now. Neuralisk does not have that much mineral, does not have much income, but there are that larva there, and there is that vision it's giving. Now, I really like this decision of Vespasian to keep these barracks out on the map, staying in an aggressive stance, but either he goes up this ramp, which I don't know will work out too well, especially with that spine crawler. I think he may want to pull back just for a little bit, take out that effectively 3rd base, and then wait for a little bit bigger army, then to push in.
Yeah, I like the way he's focusing on the high energy queen first, at least. But he moves back, and yeah, that allows the spine crawler to get its hits in.
It's perfect, exactly what he needs. Now, 2 Banelings coming out, which doesn't seem like much, but right now, that could literally save Neuralisk here if he makes some sick plays. Now, I do think it would be really good for Neuralisk to move this creep out. 3 creep tumors that are not spreaded so far. Not sure what the proper term for that is, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, active creep tumors.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, if Neuralisk could spread them out to the low ground, he'd get that extra little bit of vision. Having all that sort of stuff.
1 SCV in the main of Neuralisk. Very, very interesting. I did not notice that.
Yeah. A couple of them get spread, but actually Vespasian takes them out, and now Neuralisk, he's kind of suffering for the lack of a queen. He's going to build an additional queen, which is great, because that means he can get his injects up, save a bit more energy to try and get some more transfuses, all that sort of good stuff, and morphing in his last couple of Lings into 3 more Banelings. Vespasian has been building units this whole time, and building SCVs, so I don't know, it looks like the next push, I think, for Vespasian is going to come pretty soon.
He is going to the 3rd, which I think is a very good idea to get rid of that. Now he's kind of pulling back. I think it'd be a really good idea for Neuralisk to move these Banelings down to the low ground next to the ramp to the right of it. So when Vespasian moves up the ramp, Neuralisk can move those Banelings in and hopefully kind of squish the army. Now, SCVs are not being pulled. I just saw 1 SCV and I was like, wow, Vespasian feels really, really lucky right here. But we will see him move into a better position. And there is 3 queens now, 1 very low health, but there should be 3 or 4 not spawn larvas, my bad, transfusions here.
Yeah, a lot of transfusions here, and actually Neuralisk is going for a lair. This is going to be really interesting. I have no idea what he's planning for this, especially given that he's got so little gas. Neuralisk now has a decent force of Lings and Banelings. If Vespasian will find it very, very difficult to move up this ramp against these banelings, against all the transfuses that Neuralisk has available and the spine crawler. So,
in the barracks is coming in for a bit of a scout here. Now, the one thing I would like to say for Neuralisk is if he can fight this off, he effectively does have a natural /3rd sitting there. So that'll put him in a very good position, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to fight this off. We will have to see, Trigonal.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Some of Vespasian's units have actually got drawn in here, but actually Vespasian's going to commit to it. And Neuralisk...
Great transfuses.
Yeah. Yes, really, really good transfuses by Neuralisk, not losing a single queen, but none of them have any energy barely anymore, certainly not enough range transfuses. And Vespasian also has this siege tank coming up to join the army. And when he gets the siege tank with the high ground vision of his barracks, he'll be able to slowly shell down the spine crawler and actually get up into a position on the high ground.
That's going to be...
Once he's got that, Neuralisk is going to lose the majority of his defense advantage.
Yeah, that's going to be so hard, especially with that splash damage. When those banelings or those lings try to run into attack, they will just get taken out before they can even see the Marines. It's going to be so hard to deal with. He really wants to get rid of this barracks, but there is one SCV, I believe, with this force. I do not... Oh, he drops the mule. How smart is that? To hopefully repair that barracks, but it's actually not. Oh, now it is. I was going to say, that's so smart. Or maybe he just manor muled right there, kind of preemptively.
Yeah, no, it's a really good, smart use of that mule to try and repair out the barracks, and Neuralisk isn't going to be able to take it down here. So, yeah, now Vespasian can start moving up and start that slow push forwards. Siege tank unseized gets a little bit closer, and things, I don't know, this is a really, really weird, really interesting game. Another siege tank coming forwards as well. That's going to be really, really difficult. But Neuralisk's actually got some lings out, and they're going to try and put a counterattack on Vespasian.
I think that's a very good idea right now, trying to put as much pressure as he can on Vespasian. Now, where do you think Neuralisk should go? He has 3 in each gas coming out for him, which is a lot of gas at this point with only 10 drones and minerals. Where is he going with this? Trying to get as many banelings as possible? He's not morphing any.
Well, my first thought would be Nidus network, but we don't see it coming down for Neuralisk, and I don't know, typically when you set them in this big sort of contain, and Nidus is what happens. But Neuralisk queens get drawn a little too far forward. Vespasian tries jumping it, but some clutch transfuses do manage to keep those queens alive for now. And I mean, Vespasian's losing control of his army a little bit as well. One Marine goes forward there and gets taken out with the spine. But I think this barracks is finally going to fall.
That's going to be really close. Very, very close. Now these banelings are going to have a very hard time engaging this army, especially with the splash damage from these siege tanks, but Neuralisk has to be so careful right here, just extremely careful. I'd love to see him get 1 queen at this 3rd and just start transfusing to have extra larvae there, or spawning larvae, but it doesn't look like we're going to see that yet.
Neuralisk decides it's go time. The banelings get some decent connections, but the siege tank's now focusing them down. The siege tanks are not going to get cleaned up here. A load of banelings go into them, but that siege tank is still alive. Vespasian can drop a mule and repair it. He doesn't need to. He's got an SCV here, and now Vespasian has a lot of units inside Neuralisk's base, and Neuralisk does not have a lot of units inside his base.
Yeah, we do see Vespasian pretty much putting on as much pressure as he can right now, sending units across the map. Actually, wrong, those are banelings trying to flank, but I don't think there's enough here for Neuralisk unless he gets some crazy sick hit kills, which he won't. 1 baneling for 1 Marine. There's really nothing Neuralisk can do right here in this position. We can still believe, though, in the final drone pull, pulling the loyal boys of the Zerg Empire here.
Yeah, no drones left on the map for Neuralisk. All he's got are a handful of lings, 4 lings, 3 lings, and those are all going down to siege tank. Actually, they kill it off, but there's 1 ling left on the map, 14 more in production, but I don't think there's any way he can take out this many Marines with the medevac support, with the siege tanks.
Yeah, and still, he only has 260 minerals right. Oh, interesting. Trying to make some banelings pretty close. That was actually a little bit of a misclick, I think. He just selected all his lings and went to make banelings. These Marines should be able to move in and take this out. Neuralisk desperately saying, no, I believe, but I don't think he can do it, honestly. I'd love to believe, though.
Apparently he agrees with you, and GG is called. Finally, Neuralisk gets 6 play, taps out the game, and that was a crazy game.
Chobo Team 6, Vespasian.
top right-hand corner, our lovely Zerg player currently down 1 game, but can he beat his aggressive opponent? I am not sure, but I would love to see with you and the viewers. We have...
Neuralisk.
Alright, so we saw Neuralisk actually move out with a very quick drone scout and then pull back. A little bit wary of the cheese he saw the first game now. I don't know if he was actually able to go look at that replay in that time. I doubt he was able to. And I don't know if that's even legal in this league. But again, he's a little bit wary of something crazy coming out of Vespasian.
Yeah, just wants to make sure he knows what his opponent is doing. And Overgrowth, I mean, it's a pretty short rush distance. You lose a little bit less by drone scouting than you might on other leagues, but Vespasian, no, he's not going for him. I was just wondering whether he'd lift the barracks off to get that Overlord, but it looks like he's not going to. He looks Overlord does get away, and we see a pretty heavy gas commitment by Vespasian, and looks like we're going to see, I think, Widowmine drops coming out here.
I really like that switch up of play. I think the top players, something that makes them so good is, yeah, I can meet a Masters player who cannon rushes really, really well, but the really good players, they can, as you were saying, Vespasian can be super, super aggressive and super cheesy, but he can also play macro, he can also do Widowmine, which is cheese, but he's definitely got a repertoire of things he can do. Now, I would like to say, when will we see Neuralisk 6-pool scout? When? I mean, that is a scout, right? You 6-pool, make as many lings as you can, you send your drones with the lings, and, I mean, you scout.
Yeah, you scout, and then you go back home and continue with macro play.
Definitely.
Adapting your build, depending on what you see. That's how to 6-pool. That's how the process.
Some Legacy of the Void skills there, man. Legacy of the Void right there. Yeah, you email me that build, and I will use it on the stream.
Awesome stuff. So, yeah, we also got a tech lab coming down on Vespasian's factory, but that could be swapped over to another building. There's not too much we can read into it just yet. And Neuralisk getting some roaches up, and most importantly, I think, his lair. So he will have detection more readily available for the Widowmines, but still, I think the spore crawlers are going to be his main source of detection. I don't think that lair is going to be finished by the time this medevac rolls in.
Yeah, I don't think either. Now, he does have these 3 queens at the natural, but he really needs them in the main right now, especially this Banshee is going to have to be very, very good at the splitting of where those queens are. He is trying to get that creep spread going, but this drop by Vespasian will go completely undetected with 2 Widowmines. That is going to be really hard to deal with. The Widowmines moving in first, they probably will get 1 shot off on this queen, which maybe isn't the best idea, actually. Getting the spawning units, actually, I really think that's cool.
Yeah, kills off all the lava. Both the Widowmines do go off on the queen, but I mean, they kill the queen and all the lava. So Neuralisk's ability to actually combat this is, you know, almost cut in half by the loss of his queen, really strong defense units, and the loss of all the lava, which loses him half his reinforcements. Neuralisk, a couple of queens are going to move up here, but I think one of them is actually going to get... No, they're not going to take a Widowmine hit. Queens are pretty fast, I thought. So...
Yeah. Oh, almost took a Widowmine hit, actually, with that long distance now.
Yeah.
Neuralisk does have a couple transfuses here, but I don't think he knows about this Widowmine right now. He is being...
Oh my god, no! The drone transfer is coming back up to the main base, but Neuralisk doesn't know about the Widowmine.
Oh!
And it's all going to go in. This is... Oh, someone make a GIF on Reddit.
I would like to say that last minute pull, he saw that mine go up into the air and was like, no. Tries to spread as much as he can, and more drones are killed, I think. Ooh, 14 drones dead right now for Neuralisk. That got my heart racing right there. And we do have Cloak coming down for Vespasian, and he's already got a Banshee out and a second Banshee on the way. This is going to be really hard for Neuralisk to defend.
Yeah, I mean, that feeling when you just see, oh, there's a Widowmine there.
Oh, hey, Mr. Widowmine, how you doing tonight? Oh, it's good, doing quite well.
Yeah, bye drones. And yeah, Vespasian, more pressingly now, Vespasian has 2 siege tanks in the Banshee. Getting up here, they're going to start shelling down this this spine crawler, which is really the linchpin of Neuralisk's defense. Neuralisk is going to try and take out this Banshee and should be able to push it away at now for least, but for now at least. Another one comes in and a repair going down.
Only one Spore Crawler, and it will be taken out. Queen's trying to defend. Not that many roaches here. Drones are being pulled. Transfuse doesn't get off into the second Queen. The first Queen is still alive. Drone's going for that Siege Tank. Drone's actually getting some decent surrounds. Roach is doing a lot of damage, but with the Siege Tank in the very back, I don't know what that's going to really do. The Siege Tank will take out more drones, and that almost all the drones are dead right now. 36 drones dead at the moment, and both Siege Tanks still alive, with the one in the front left with 10 HP, and he will send down a mule to repair it.
Yeah, and still, that Banshee, there's one Banshee alive, and absolutely no anti-air, or mobile anti-air out right now for Neuralisk. So, I don't know, Vespasian's got a really, really strong position here, and GG, cool, Vespasian takes another game.
The bottom left-hand corner, the green Zerg currently down 2 games, 3-1 right now, and not in his favor. We're gonna have to see something crazy out of our lovely green Zerg player in the bottom left-hand corner.
Neuralisk.
And his opponent, 3-1, is in this Orange Terran's favor. It is a cheesy Terran. His name is
Chobo Team 6, Vespasian.
So, Mr. Trigonal, I'm just curious, what do you think our viewers should do right now that are so kindly watching us and supporting us?
Well, I think if they really want the chance to support us even more, they could go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because we need one more subscriber to get a new set of emoticons, and we've got them all lined up. I've seen them; they're pretty sick. But right now, of course, we've got a couple barracks coming down for Vespasian. And actually, Neuralisk has drone scouted again this time, and so he's going pool first. He should be set pretty well to hold this, especially given that this Overlord is going to scout the barracks. He's going to know exactly where the Marines are coming from. I'm not sure if it's worth pulling drones at this stage to try and hold it off, but he's definitely going to be really well set up to hold this.
Yeah, I totally agree with you right there. Now, the question was, if Neuralisk didn't scout that and went for his hatch, maybe those lings would be a little bit delayed, but right now, no. Neuralisk knows exactly what's going down, and is actually totally going for a proxy hatch. Trigonal,
Yeah.
tell me your instant emotions that just come out right now when you see that hatch go down.
Oh, I'm pretty excited. I have no idea whether it's a good idea or not, but I think it's going to be an awesome one. I think it's going to make for a really fun game. And
Vespasian is moving in with this Reaper, though, and there is a spine crawler attempting to get down there, attempting to burrow himself into the ground.
It's going to be tough, though. Like, with the Reapers are especially difficult, because they're so mobile. They don't really need the bunkers. They don't require the bunkers to start doing damage. They can kite away from the drones for eternity, and they can do just the same to slowlings. And until the spine crawl is finished, there's really not going to be that much that Neuralisk can do to hold off the Reaper. And Vespasian has scouted the hatch in his main base.
So really, the one thing that Neuralisk really wants to happen right now is Vespasian goes, oh crap, maybe some lings come out of the proxy hatch, and then he miscontrols his Reapers, but the Reapers are being pulled back to try to deal with that. Now, I think it's going to be really, really vital and really important for us to know when Vespasian pulls up these barracks, because that's going to be the time where he does not have any production at all. And so that's going to be I'm going to be a little bit worried for him in that time. Yet we'll have to see how he deals with this hatch. Is throwing down a bunker right there, saying, no, I'm not letting this go any further, and creep is underneath it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the big thing for Neuralisk here is that he hasn't so much held off the aggression, but Vespasian, all his Reapers are going back to deal with this proxy hatch. Neuralisk can cancel the Queen, he can just let the proxy hatch sort of tank for Reapers, really, and use the time to get up roaches, get up his drone count, maybe even take natural expansion of his own, and get up his speed as well, and just be really safe against the Reapers when they come back after killing this hatch up.
Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea what he's doing right now. Now, it's a 350 mineral investment he just did right there. And is that... Obviously, this amount of Reapers would devastate his mineral line, but you still got to think he is down 350 minerals. And he still has not had to pull back these barracks like I was talking about. He can keep the aggression going. And it looks like pretty much all the aggression has been staved off, and now with 6 Reapers, I'm a
Neuralisk.
little bit worried for Neuralisk right here. Even with this amount of Lings, it's going to be kind of scary. Once speed comes in, he will be a little bit safer of a position, but we'll have to see what's going to go on.
Yeah, still going to be really tough. One advantage that he's got going for him is that in these positions, there's only one direction the Reapers can come in from, whereas there's the little ramp up in the other position. But still, this is a lot of Reapers. 8 Reapers out on the map now.
Oof.
And I don't even think the Spine holds against that, much less all those Lings. They're going to try and get a wraparound against these Reapers, but they actually might do it. They might get some of them here, but they get one at least.
Not so good.
And that's pretty good.
These Lings trying desperately to kite them. They will move up to the top, to the high ground, not losing any right now. And remember, he can pull back with these Reapers and have a lot more health on them, or just wait a little while. And I'm really curious if he's going to get this hatchery right here. I think that's going to be a really big win for him, taking out 2 hatcheries. That's 700 minerals right there.
Yeah, but another Reaper gets picked off, and these are really, really valuable just because they take so long to produce. Neuralisk's actually going to go across the map. He thinks he can hold in his main with the reinforcing Lings that are coming up and the Queen. But yeah, I mean, the Creek delayed a wall off so much for Vespasian that the Reapers are actually going to have to chase all the way across the map to try and hold off these Lings, and this is a lot of Lings.
I was going to say, I really would have wanted to see a wall off, but it doesn't look like it'll happen. I feel like neither of these barracks are going to get up, and even with these Reapers desperately trying to come home, these Speedlings are picking them off slowly and picked off a lot. SCV's attempting to all jump into that mineral patch, trying to hide in there, but it's just not working. They're being slowly picked off. Even with meals, it's not going to do much. These Reapers will get almost surrounded. They are staying alive still, though.
Yeah, but now they're starting to fall, and 10 Reapers have died now. There's how many Reapers left on the map? Only 3 Reapers left on the map, and the last one that's actually in the base falls. So now there's nothing left at home to defend Vespasian. And Neuralisk, with a decisive counterattack, does manage to take that game. And that is in favor of our orange Terran up in the top left-hand corner. He is
Chobo Team 6, Vespasian.
And, of course, our green Zerg in the right-hand corner, whose name strikes fear in the heart of Terran Marines. We have
Neuralisk.
This is interesting. We've got Neuralisk taking his first base at his third. Not at his natural, this is his third base location, of course. This hints towards really, really fast 3-hatch play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree now. I have seen some players do this in different matchups on this map, almost just kind of keeping a safe third base for themselves, but it's still going to be kind of hard now. He did scout the bottom right-hand corner and bottom left-hand corner first, and so he didn't know where his opponent was, and is probably like, maybe I shouldn't have done that because it's a lot closer, but he'll have to deal with it now. It's already done right now.
Yeah, that is certainly something to consider. Of course, on Nimbus, it's very easy to get a short attack path on these spawns, and it looks like that's going to really favor Vespasian. As we see, this is a really old build from Wings of Liberty. This is the 3 racks all in, and this supply depot is part of the build. And yeah, Vespasian is just going to be pumping out a ton of Marines, and I'm not sure how much idea Neuralisk has about whether or not this is coming. It looks like next to none.
Well, these 2 Lings may actually scout a little bit of it, but they'll only see 1 Marine now. I'm very curious how he's going to split these forces. Ooh, do you think that's too much of a giveaway right there? I mean, 5 Marines.
I think so, yeah.
There's not much. There's still not much time, though, anyways, even with seeing those 5 Marines. Trying to get those spine crawlers up. Only 1, though, at the third base, which is the natural. Ooh, I'm really scared for Neuralisk right now. Only 3 SCVs, though. Maybe a bunker. You think we're going to see a bunker go down? Yep, we do.
Yeah, it looks like it. And I think Neuralisk is regretting his decision to take this match down here right now. This would be so much of an easier hold of it up here. But actually, he's going to pull a lot of drones right here to defend it. All coming down the ramp now. And they're gonna try and focus down the SCV building the bunker. There's a lot more SCVs to help it get up. But now they've actually got quite a lot of Marines in a decent position. A few Lings mixed in here as well are going to do a lot of damage, but this is a lot of drones going down too. And the bunker
is now down.
He's going to try and focus it down though. There's the SCV repairing is going to fall, so finally the bunker will go down. But there's only 10 drones left on the map now. And I mean, when Vespasian has more drones than you, you know something's gone a bit awry.
Yeah, I totally agree. The SCV count 16 to 10 right now. So Neuralisk is down, but at the same time, he's on a second base. So he does have some... he does have a good economy, and of course for Zerg, he has that extra larva. What do you think Neuralisk needs to do right now? He pulled all the drones from his main base and only has 10 right now, as I was saying.
Yeah, he's really, really short on those, and Vespasian is still not done with the aggression. But Neuralisk now, he's going to have a spine crawler finished or very close to finish next time Vespasian pushes it in. But oh my god, actually 2 more barracks coming out of Vespasian, and that's going to be, you know, a lot more Marines.
So essentially, this is the Protoss 4-gate right here going down?
Yeah, pretty much. 5 racks.
Yeah. There is the spine crawler down, but I don't know if it's in the best position. If Vespasian attacked from the left-hand side, it may be better, but it does not seem like we'll see that.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look
at the main.
Yeah, he's actually just running straight past this spine crawler. And, I mean, again, Neuralisk is being hurt a little for his decision to take the natural base, his natural base down there. But the Marine's going to move up. They're going to be able to focus time down this hatchery really well. The drones, there's almost no way they're going to escape past these Marines down to the natural base in Neuralisk. And this is turning into a bit of a weird game once again.
Yeah, these 2 barracks are going to be so hard to deal with, especially if Vespasian can somehow snipe this spawning pool, which I'm sure he will. And interesting not deciding to attack, a little bit wary of a flank, but to get more Marines up this ramp, it's going to be very, very hard, especially with 2 spine crawlers there, but there are these 2 bunkers, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, we will. And I think Neuralisk obviously has all his hatches on the same hotkey, but he should really unhotkey this main hatch, because all the units that are being built there are just dying to Neuralisk Marines. They're not getting down to the main hatch, and these 2 drones are going to get killed coming across these bunkers. So
just meat grinder.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to matter in a minute because Neuralisk's hatcher is going to die, but his spawning pool is going to go down before speed finishes as well.
Ooh,
it's
yeah.
a big, big loss.
And he does not have any extractors down, so there will be no gas right now. He'll be completely delaying if he can get a spawning pool up. And there's not even a queen. Actually, wait, I take that back. There are nine Lings going to the other side, but when they try to go up that ramp, I mean, there's a supply depot right there. It's going to be a slaughter.
Yeah, it definitely is. And
Metabolic boost valiantly trying to get there.
Maybe if he had chrono boosted it, but unfortunately...
maybe if we're seeing some Archon mode. Ooh, and doesn't cancel it. I think that was a little bit of nerves getting to Neuralisk right now.
Perhaps, but it's easy to be nervous. I mean, if Vespasian takes this game, we'll be up on match point, and that's not really where Neuralisk wants to be, especially against players unpredictable as Vespasian. And, I mean... Oh, it's tough because Vespasian's not going to be able to move these Marines down from the main ramp. But oh my god, I've just actually seen how many Marines are left back at Vespasian's base. So
yeah,
when he brings those in, and he can get a really nice sandwich with the Marines coming down from the main, it's going to be super tough for Neuralisk, especially given that there's tanks on the way. And when the tanks come, they can just slowly, again, push back those spine crawlers, push back the stack of defense, and even if he gets one of them onto the high ground, shell Neuralisk's middle line. And at that point, I think the game has to be pretty much over.
Yeah, Neuralisk is trying to go for second base here, maybe to flank units, maybe not, but desperately trying to get back into this game. There's not that many Lings here, and they literally be killed before they can do any damage, doing 1 hit versus Marine. Now these Vespasian's Marines are going after those drones. Still a Queen, desperately trying to get out of that hatch. He really needs that Queen, and the spawning pool going to get sniped for a second time. And Vespasian really, he's staying on 1 base, but getting out of starport, getting out tanks, I mean, he can just go to 200 right here if he really wanted to and be in a great position.
Yeah, he absolutely could. He could use some of his excess minerals to throw down an XCC. And Neuralisk, he's trying to get a 3rd base, but another base. And the whole time this is building, he's going to have absolutely no income.
And no spawning pool either.
Yeah, even when it finishes, he's going to be pretty much reset to the back back to the start of the game. Obviously, boosted up with a few more drones, so I guess it's Legacy of the Void. But Vespasian's, he's been playing Half the Swarm for quite a while, so he's built up several Marines, a couple of siege tanks, and he can bust through those Spine Claws. GG. And Vespasian goes up to 4-2.
In the bottom left-hand corner, the Gold Terran, currently one game away from winning $50, some other things, and some sick, just bragging rights. We have the Gold Terran player.
Chobo Team 6, Vespasian.
And exactly what he gets is a Canvas Trophy and professional coaching lessons as well. But also, unfortunately, 3 games away, back up against the wall from those prizes, and 1 game away from elimination is our Green Zone player in the top left. I give you
Neuralisk.
Oh yeah, alright, so, first thing I'm curious about, Vespasian's SCV. What? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's got an SCV down at Neuralisk's place location, and Neuralisk actually sacking Overlord, looks like, just to get a good handle on the gas timing of Vespasian, and it looks like he's gonna find out what it was. He should have clicked on that and figured out exactly when Vespasian took that, which was really nice and early. Vespasian, I think he took around 12 or 13 supplies, so getting a factory immediately after his first gas thing after his barracks. And Vespasian has that SCV sitting on Neuralisk's natural, so he knows when he takes it. He could throw it on eBay. No, he doesn't have the minerals. Oh, he does have the minerals, but I don't know. We'll see. He's just trying to delay Neuralisk's natural, find out when it goes down, and I don't know. I'm not sure he's got any plans of expanding himself, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Now, we do have Neuralisk, as you're saying, natural going down, and I'm very curious what that original SCV was for. I don't know if anything crazy, aggressive, cheesy was going to come out of him, since he only needs to win 1 game, but I'm wondering if he thought something really aggressive was to come out of Neuralisk and was just making sure. Now, Neuralisk is getting speed, only put 1 drone into that gas, obviously, so that's all he wants right now, and maybe we'll see a really heavy Ling all-in.
We could do. I mean, Vespasian's certainly expecting something like that with the bunker up at the top of his ramp, which he has now salvaged. But I don't know, it's going to be moving out across the map, Vespasian now. But he hasn't really got much going for him here. Certainly not more than Neuralisk. Actually, Vespasian might be trying to convince Neuralisk that he's going for his all-in timing just with these few units. But if Neuralisk doesn't fall for this, he'll be really pretty well set up to handle the actual all-in, which is the 1-1-1.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, Vespasian getting out some Widow Mines, kind of playing like he played in the first couple games, getting to the factory, getting Widow Mines up, and it looks like it will be a Widow Mine drop. And, this Overlord maybe not in the best position right here. Maybe snipe, but it may not be. Now, I'm curious for Neuralisk right here. What's going through his mind is do I need to pump out Lings to defend, or what is my next transition? Because it's definitely, there's a lot of pressure on him right now, so he's going to be very tense and nervous.
Yeah, and I gotta say, things aren't looking great for him. There's going to be quite a lot of Hellbats coming his way in a relatively short amount of time, but he's going to need something more than Lings to defend it. He does have a Bane Nest, so that's going to be great. I actually didn't spot that, so actually he should be pretty well set up to take this out, but the Medevac's going to help out a lot. If any of the Hellbats survive, it'll be really, really good for healing them up. Doesn't even need to pull SCVs with this, though. He probably will.
Again, like I think the very first game we saw, some good Baneling hits on Hellbats with SCVs healing them could be the could really be the game-changing thing here. He knows, Neuralisk knows where the Widow Mine is, knows it's sitting there, but doesn't know about this Medevac yet. Or actually, sorry, he did know about the Medevac, but that'll be a very key contender in this fight. With heal and the ability to pick up whatever it wants and go into the main or natural, this is going to be very scary to deal with since Neuralist. He has Lings, but it's going to be very hard to split up in the proper way, not knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah, he doesn't have very many banelings either. Went out of gas quite a while ago. I only got one in gas at least. And
Ooh, that would have
the Spore Crawler helps out a lot for detection and for zoning out the medevac a little bit. But Neuralisk is going to have excellent baneling hits with only 4 banelings. He has to guarantee they all splash on like all of Vespasian's army.
Vespasian is moving in with these SCVs surrounding the Hellbats. Now, if these banelings get really nice hits, they may do something, but we don't know. Vespasian trying to remove this Spore Crawler so the medevacs can move up a little bit.
Neuralisk waiting for 4 more banelings before he moves in. I think it's a great idea, and he is going to do that. He's going to move in and pushes Vespasian back, but the Spore Crawler's down, so these 2 Widowmines are still alive.
Are you kidding me? He saved both Hellions.
Wow, that's pretty nice.
Either way down, that was beautiful.
These are two more reinforcing coming in, because the first 2 definitely went in. And again, Neuralisk doing really well in baiting out the Widowmine. The Hellbats go down again, but 2 more coming in to reinforce once more. And Neuralisk, he's gradually being worn down a little by little, but one of the Widowmines does go down. The second one is going to survive for now.
These Hellbats trying to get rid of these Spore Crawlers to let these not Mothership Cores, my bad, medevacs can kind of get in, which are helping these Marines a lot. Marines and Hellbats being able to take out all these Lings that are desperately trying to get in there. No banelings being made at all. 20 Lings coming out, but there's Natural is still mining. Only now is Vespasian trying to get rid of those drones. These drones will get up to the main safely, and there's only been there's actually been 4. Vespasian's killed 4 drones, but Neuralisk has killed 9 that were healing these Hellbats. So, I mean, economy, I'd say about even right now. But Vespasian's got to be very careful, same as Neuralisk right here. Neuralisk has got to be so careful. Maybe he'll get a flank right here, but there is that Widowmine right there. And
yeah, Neuralisk
won't trip it, though.
Neuralisk has kind of been running out of steam a little bit. He really needed the banelings to get this going, but with only 1 drone mining gas, he just hasn't been able to get any kind of critical baneling count that he can just crush an engagement and push him back. And now Vespasian has a bunch of Hellbats in the mineral line. They're focusing down the Spine Crawler, but dealing splash damage to all the drones as well. And a lot of the drones are on super low health now. There's really nothing left for Neuralisk. There's the 1 Queen, which is going to go down, and 22 more Lings on the way. And they're going to finish up. They're going to do decently against the Marines, but the Hellbats shouldn't have any problem cleaning up, especially with the medevacs.
Oh, these medevacs, almost 1 down, the other one very, very low now. Obviously, I don't really think Vespasian needs them, but that's a little bit of something for Neuralisk to use. Now, he's got 6, I guess, yeah, 6 drones left, no units. I mean, 1,500 minerals. I think that's GG right here, yeah.
That's it. Vespasian takes it. Vespasian, ladies and gentlemen, is your champion for ASL Defender Season 3.